Hey guys, come and follow me because nestled inside this handcrafted box is a handcrafted vehicle that I'd very much like to share with you. It's very fast, very exclusive, and will only be available to a very lucky few. Allow me to introduce you to the astonishing new, and I haven't seen this yet, first time looking at it, Bentley Mulliner Batur. So, what is it? Well, it's a two-door, two-seater coupe that previews the design language that future electrified Bentleys will use. However, this is not a concept. Bentley will actually build this car, and here's the thing, they're only building 18, and each one will cost £2 million before options. Let's talk about the name, shall we? Batur is taken from the name of a lake, a body of water called Lake Batur in Bali, which is famous for its renowned beauty, shall we say. Beauty is, of course, in the eye of the beholder. I'll let you decide whether this car is beautiful, but there are a few notable design elements that I think are very, very cool. First of all, this front grille has been reworked to look very different to anything that we've seen on previous Bentleys. First of all, it has these hyperactive orange accents in the center that have this very unique Batur pattern inspired by a volcano near Lake Batur. Also, as you can see, Bentley have moved the B badge off the bonnet and almost directly on top of the grille, which looks as if it's protruding out the front of the car. The bonnet itself is actually quite interesting because it has these very distinctive lines that run almost from the front of the car all the way along the flanks, along the side and along the back to create what Bentley call an endless bonnet. Now these are finished in a satin color that matches the color of the 22-inch alloy wheels. The body itself has the bulk of its mass pushed towards the rear to give it an almost cab backwards design that Bentley like to call a resting beast stance, almost like it's a lion or a tiger, just at ease, but ready to pounce at any given moment. Let's take a look at the rear now. This is very different, isn't it? The rear lights are incredibly slim. And by the way, the front lights are very different too. They've moved away from that circular, almost jewel design that we've seen on many modern Bentleys. But back here, you have this black section that almost looks like an extended diffuser, and you have a contrast between the body color and this satin paint just below it. The exhausts, by the way, are Akrapovic and full titanium, which is another first for Bentley. And of course, there is a very subtle spoiler tucked away just there. Now, let's take a look at the interior. Now, the Mulliner Batur takes inspiration from the Bentley Bacalar, another limited run Mulliner coachwork built car. So if you've seen that car, then you might be familiar with this one. As you can see in the back, no rear seats. Instead, you get a set of bespoke luggage, which matches the seats, which are finished in orange, black, and red. This orange hue, by the way, is called hyperactive, and it's very, very in your face. There's a host of very interesting detail that I want to show you, actually, starting with this acoustic pattern across the dashboard. Now that is actually the acoustic pattern from the W12. In other words, the sound it makes in a visual representation etched by laser onto the dashboard. You've also got these 3D printed 18-karat gold elements, including this knob just by the start-stop button and the 12 o'clock position indicator at the top of the steering wheel. Another interesting little detail for you, this car still has the 3-position rotating screen, but on this screen, which shows you the outside air temperature, a compass and a timer, the dials are actually finished in a blue, which is inspired by the color of Lake Batur in Bali. Very nice. In terms of power, the Mulliner Batur will use Bentley's venerable 6-litre W12, except it will be in an extreme state of tune. It uses new intercoolers, new turbos, and it will produce a massive 740 PS and 1,000 Newton meters of torque. What does that mean for acceleration? Well, Bentley haven't quite confirmed the performance figures as yet, but this car should do, if the Bacalar is any indication, 0 to 62 in well under 3.5 seconds and well over 200 miles an hour. It should also handle quite well because Bentley have thrown everything and the kitchen sink at the chassis to help it go around corners, including 48-volt anti-roll stabilization, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel steer, electronic limited slip differential, and massive carbon silicon carbide brakes, 440s at the front and 410 millimeters at the rear. Safe to say, it's a hell of a thing, but sadly, you and me will never be able to drive one because all 18 examples have been sold at a price of £2 million each. However, this car, as I said earlier, will inspire the next generation of Bentley all-electric cars. They could end up looking quite a lot like this, which does bode well. Bentley, sign me up.